I'm Anna Garcia, right now on True Crime News.
Y'all have a great day.
She was a TikTok star known for spreading love and positivity until April Holt took her own life. Or did she?
It was not a suicide. I didn't have any doubt in my mind.
Her grieving mother turns detective, determined to prove it.
How would she put a bag over her head with no fingerprints?
How she solved the case with a shocking phone call. Plus, a gruesome scene at an Army veteran's apartment.
There's a body in my son's apartment.
There's a what?
A body, a dead body.
A dead body?
The twisted trail of clues that lead right to two actors and many more questions.
He was colder than an iceberg. No feelings, no emotion.
Your daily source for true crime starts right now. Thanks for joining us. When Jamie Dickerson was told that her daughter, TikTok star April Holt, had died by suicide, she knew in her gut that investigators had made a mistake. So she set out to prove it, and her determination led to a surprise conclusion.
Let me know what is one thing that you're thankful for on this Thursday. Y'all have a great day.
Spreading positivity on social media was 29-year-old April Holt's thing, and it gained her popularity as she amassed some 200,000 followers, also offering beauty tips.
You're going to take your brush and your foam. You're going to shake your foam up, and you are just going to pump it.
She's just been a bright light for Nashville. She's done nothing but encourage people.
April's mom, Jamie Dickerson, says she also lived for her children, spreading that same positive energy on them.
She taught her kids how to dance. She was more of a goofy mom than she was a serious mom.
Which is why it wasn't out of the ordinary for April to cancel a movie date with her mom to be with her son at his football game.
She texted me and she said, "Hey Mom, I'm not gonna be able to go to the Barbie movie with you today." And she said Donovan had to work and Denzel was gonna have a game. So she said, "But I'll meet you at church tomorrow."
But April would never leave the apartment she shared with her husband, seen here on one of her videos.
Being friends is important.
He really is like my bestest friend ever.
Shortly after her text, Jamie got a call.
Donovan, her husband, calls me and he sounds a bit frantic and he's like, "I found April. She wasn't breathing in the shower and she's in the ambulance on the way to the hospital."
Jamie dropped everything and rushed to the hospital, wondering how April could be in such grave danger.
My mama gut just told me that something's not right with your child and that I didn't know if she fell. I didn't know if she hit her head. I didn't know if she fainted. I had no idea that she was no longer alive.
At the hospital, Jamie finds April on temporary life support. Her loving daughter soon passed. Her death would shock Jamie to the core when she's told April suffocated from a bag that was taped over her head. Even more troubling, investigators quickly rule it a suicide.
It was not a suicide. I didn't have any doubt in my mind.
Jamie believes she knew why.
April had requested a divorce 2 weeks prior to her death.
The couple even posting about their divorce talks for over a year.
The best decision for both of us, for her to do what she needs to do, for me to do what I need to do. So
we can grow and heal and
that's it.
elevate.
Jamie immediately questioned the suicide ruling, going from grieving mom to detective. She headed straight to the Metro Police Department headquarters demanding answers.
And we sat down with the DA and the investigators and we read over her autopsy and I questioned them. They said they didn't see any signs of trauma. And I said, well, her body had bruising on her neck, her wrists, her ankles, her thigh had a cut and a big bruise on it. And they said, we didn't see those. That might have been from the EMTs. And they just disregarded it.
But Jamie wasn't about to accept simply overlooking how Donovan was the last person to see her alive. And it would take her own investigative break when she pulled this 47-page report on April's death from the Community Review Board. In it, details of the evidence on the bag that caused April to suffocate.
There was only his fingerprints. None of her fingerprints were on the bag or the tape. How would she put a bag over her head with no fingerprints?
Then Jamie says her grandson also revealed some stunning information.
He started to tell me how his dad was in the bathroom with his mom that morning and that they were fighting. And he looked under the door and he said they were both standing. And then they were fighting some more and he looked back under the door and he said he saw his mom on the ground.
Fearless, Jamie confronted Donovan, pointing out the fingerprint evidence in the police file.
I said, you can tell me the truth, or next Thursday I'm meeting with the cold case department and I'm having the case reopened.
As Donovan FaceTimed from San Antonio, where he was living, Jamie secretly recorded a bombshell conversation.
He told me that morning that he and April were having sexual intercourse and that he choked her. And that when he noticed she wasn't breathing, he didn't know what to do. So he freaked out and he said he drug her to the shower and he put a bag over her head and tape around her neck. And then he went into the living room and he ate lunch.
Armed with her own recorded confession, she went back to investigators.
The Metro Police Department flew out and he confessed to them at his apartment the exact same thing that he told me. So they finally arrested him almost 2 months after confession.
Donovan Holt is now behind bars, charged with reckless homicide and awaiting trial.
All of the evidence was sitting right there, and the cops refused to look at it. They still just ruled it as a suicide.
Jamie looks over the documents that helped her on her journey for justice. The autopsy has been amended. The manner of death officially changed from suicide to homicide.
We used to do mom-daughter days, so me and her went and made candles.
Jamie has written a book titled Grieving Through Grace, a way to help her grandchildren remember their mother, and she's not done fighting.
Instead of the reckless homicide, I want it changed to first or second degree murder.
While she wants answers, the Nashville Police Department will not comment on an ongoing investigation.
I want the police held accountable somehow for not investigating properly.
Donovan Holt is scheduled to be arraigned later this month. April's mom is working on starting the Grieve With Me Center in honor of April's memory. Up next, a college student is murdered and cops scramble to find a veteran on the run. But are they after the wrong man? Now we turn to a murder mystery involving a beautiful college student, a military vet, and 2 actors. It's a twisted soap opera with a major plot twist. The OC, the definition of idyllic Southern California living, beautiful weather, gorgeous people, and
There's a body in my son's apartment.
There's a what?
A body, a dead body.
A dead body?
This is as diabolical as a murder gets.
it was a shocking crime that sent police on a manhunt for a trained killer.
Served in Afghanistan, combat veteran.
Police were looking for an armed man who may be suffering from PTSD.
The odyssey to find him unraveled a deceitful plot that no one saw coming.
This guy's a monster. No feelings, no emotion, just nothing there.
It's been days since Steve Herr has heard anything from his son, 26-year-old Army veteran Sam Herr. But when he drops by Sam's apartment to make sure his son is okay, he ends up on a 911 call.
Is it someone that you know, sir?
I have no idea who she is. I don't know what's going on.
Does your son know who it is?
He's not here. Jesus, honey.
Do you know where your son is?
No, I don't.
All we knew was that we had a young female deceased with a gunshot wound to the back of her head.
The body belongs to Julie Kibuishi, a 23-year-old student attending Orange Coast College along with Sam. She had responded to texts after Sam claimed that he was experiencing some kind of mental breakdown.
The phone is blowing up between the two of them where he is apparently sending a message saying, I'm having a hard time, I need a friend to talk to.
Julie rushes to Sam's apartment and her death.
Sam Herr had a criminal history that led us to believe that he was a suspect in this crime.
Costa Mesa detectives put together a dragnet for who they believe could be a homicidal veteran in the throes of PTSD.
We are tracking his credit card activity, and we see that his credit cards are being used in the Long Beach area.
But when police pull bank surveillance cameras expecting to see Sam using the credit card, They can't quite believe their eyes.
That is the moment that the investigation turned.
Police soon realize a young teen is using Sam's card. Before long, they give a name to the face.
This 16-year-old boy's name was Wesley Freilich.
Freilich tells cops he was only using the card to make some quick cash, splitting the proceeds with the man who gave it to him, a semi-employed actor from Sam's apartment complex named Daniel Wozniak.
Daniel Wozniak was a community theater actor. He was engaged.
Hi, my name is Dan Wozniak. I'll be playing the role of John Davis in Orange Cat.
He really loved doing these plays. He didn't want to work. He kept getting fired from job after job, and he wanted to maintain this lifestyle where he's got, pretty young fiance. They're about to get married.
Then, right there at his own bachelor party, police arrest Daniel.
You could see the blood kind of draining from his face.
Cops haul Wozniak into Costa Mesa Police Headquarters, where they hope credit card fraud charges can shake out the leads they need to find a killer. Daniel immediately denies any involvement in Julie's murder, but before he can explain the credit card scam, he drops this bombshell.
I got a knock on my door. It was Sam. It's like, there's a dead body in my apartment. He's like, okay. Basically, as soon as you left me, I started doing some drugs and drinking heavily because I was very depressed about my family. He's like, I got a gun. He asked me for sex. He was pretty up. He said no, and then he just shot her twice in the head.
Police sense the unemployed actor could be performing for them, so they ask for a DNA sample.
At that point, he became visibly nervous, and that's when he started to add more details to the story and make some changes.
Now, I was in Sam's apartment Friday afternoon. Okay. And I know I did use the bathroom.
Did you see Julie dead in the apartment?
No, I did not. No, I did not. No.
Detectives still suspect Daniel is holding something back. That's when they turn up the heat, telling Wozniak he'll miss his planned wedding in 48 hours because they are charging him with accessory to murder. And just like clockwork...
Okay, fine. You know what? He didn't come down. He came down and said, help me. I went upstairs, and yes, I saw the body. Is that what you want to hear? No. We want to hear the truth. That is the truth.
Up next, is Daniel really telling the truth, or is he giving the performance of a lifetime?
So how'd your DNA get on her?
That I don't know.
We're back with the murder of Julie Kibuishi. Actor Daniel Wozniak is used to being in the spotlight, but Costa Mesa, California police aren't buying his act. Police detectives are grilling Daniel Wozniak over the whereabouts of Sam Herr and the murder of Julie Kibuishi. After threatening Daniel with charges, they soon learn Wozniak is either lying or knows more than he's admitting to.
So how'd your DNA get on her?
That I don't know.
DNA doesn't just fall off.
I don't know. I didn't touch her. I didn't do anything.
District Attorney Matt Murphy is watching in the next room. He is not impressed.
You know what he is? He's very bad at improv. Great at memorizing his lines, very bad at improv. And these detectives are all about putting somebody on their heels and seeing if the story adds up.
What did you see?
I saw 2 gunshots in her head. And I saw her pants, ripped and cut. And I saw, you written on the back of the shirt.
And that's the very moment investigators realized Dan was lying about Julie's murder.
Anybody that's actually seen a woman who's been shot in the back of the head, you can't see how many bullet holes. She had long, beautiful black hair.
Having just admitted his DNA might be on the body of slain college student Julie Kibuishi, Daniel stops talking and returns to his holding cell to call his fiancée, Rachel Buffett.
What did you do?
I helped Sam cover some stuff up and helped him get some drugs. That's it. I didn't murder anybody.
My mom's working on canceling all the wedding plans now, and I just talked to Tim, and I need to make a phone call to the detective now.
Why?
Tim says he has evidence with them, or he knew where it was or something.
Then I'm doomed.
What?
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
This is ridiculous, and I have to go tell the detective the truth.
No,
I
don't. That can't be found.
Days earlier, Daniel asked his brother Tim to dispose of a backpack when detectives look inside.
It's everything a prosecutor could ever want, and of course that also led us to the murder weapon itself. That's the home run of home runs.
Knowing he's been caught, Daniel drops the act and then drops even more evidence for trial.
You said you wanted to talk to me. What's going on?
I'm crazy and I did it.
You did what?
I killed Julie and I killed Sam.
In a dramatic twist, police come to realize the person they've been talking to cold-bloodedly killed both Sam and Julie.
Sam is decapitated.
Okay.
He's at the military base.
All right.
In the theater. If you go up the ladder from the theater, his head and hands have been decapitated, as well as his arm that had a tattoo.
And you did it?
Yes.
He was colder than an iceberg. He had no feelings, no emotion, just nothing there.
He murders Sam Herr, and that afternoon goes to Fullerton and acts in this play. And we've got it on videotape. It's astounding. And he's laughing, and he's singing, and he's dancing. And then he goes and he murders Julie later that evening.
The motive? An elaborate scheme to steal nearly $62,000 in combat pay from Sam's bank account. Money Wozniak wanted to splurge on for his soon-to-be married life with his fiancée, Rachel.
Wozniak wanted money so that he could go on the Royal Caribbean's cruise line and take an awesome cruise. He literally wanted this money for his honeymoon.
And that meant making Sam disappear for good, then killing Julie to frame Sam as the killer on the run.
Then Saturday morning he gets up, he goes back to the military base, he cuts off Sam Herr's head and his hands, he throws them in a park, and then he goes down and he acts again in the play, singing and dancing. And because the play was coming to a close, they had the big cast party that night.
As evident in this cast party photo recovered by detectives.
Daniel Wozniak's at a cast party with a beer in his hand, laughing and joking with other members of this play. And I mean, if a picture says 1,000 words, we've got a photo of him throwing the Shaka sign with his girlfriend next to him at this cast party, without a care in the world.
The Orange County jury takes just 1 hour to find Daniel guilty of double murder and recommends the death penalty. As for his fiancée, Rachel Buffett, in 2018, she was convicted for initially lying to law enforcement to help cover up for Daniel.
There's been a lot of controversy one way or another. A lot of people think that she may have had more to do with the murder, but we couldn't prove that. And the presumption of innocence is a real thing.
Rachel Buffett was sentenced to 32 months in prison after she was found guilty of accessory after the fact. At her sentencing hearing, she told the judge, "I wish I had never met Daniel Wozniak. My heart goes out to the Herr and Kibuishi families. They will always be in my thoughts and prayers." We'll be right back. On the next True Crime News, single mom brutally attacked.
So the dog was on you already and you're holding onto the knife?
Yes, I bit off the top part up here.
Her boyfriend says it was his pit bull, but her family feared it was a different type of animal.
He jumped on the roof of my car till it caved in.
Her miraculous survival and the startling evidence that reveals what really happened.
You thought it was just clumps of hair?
Yeah.
On the next True Crime News. For the latest breaking crime news, go to truecrimenews.com. Watch more exclusive content on our YouTube channel, listen to our podcast, and follow us at My True Crime News. That's it for today's True Crime News. I'm Anna Garcia. See you next time, everyone. Crime doesn't stop, neither do we.